Ever feel like you're losing the battle with your alarm clock before the day has even begun? You're not alone. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful men in history, the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, had a morning routine that could turn anyone into a morning person ready to conquer the day? Stick around, because we're diving deep into the Stoic secrets that fueled an emperor and how you can use them to transform your own life starting tomorrow morning. So, how did a Roman emperor, a philosopher king, start his day? It wasn't with a scroll through ancient social media. It began the moment he opened his eyes with a single, powerful thought. He would tell himself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I am going to do what I was born for, the things I was brought into the world to do? Or is this what I was created for? To huddle under the blankets and stay warm? This first step is all about purpose. It's a mental jolt. He reminded himself that life wasn't about seeking comfort and pleasure. It was about fulfilling his duty, his role in the cosmic order. For him, that meant being an emperor, a judge, a general. For you, it might mean being a parent, an artist, a student, a professional. The point is to connect with that purpose before your feet even hit the floor. Ask yourself, what is my job today as a human being? This simple question frames the entire day, from a series of chores to a meaningful mission. Next, Marcus would prepare himself for the people he was about to encounter. This is one of my favorite and most practical parts of his routine. He would literally say to himself, today I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness. Sounds a bit pessimistic, right? But it's actually a genius psychological trick. He wasn't being negative, he was being realistic. He knew that people can be difficult. By expecting it, by preparing his mind for it, he ensured that when it inevitably happened, it wouldn't throw him off balance. He wasn't just bracing for impact. He was arming himself with understanding. He would remind himself that these people weren't acting this way because they were evil, but because they were ignorant of what is truly good and bad. This allowed him to respond not with anger or frustration, but with patience and empathy. He knew he couldn't control their actions, but he could absolutely control his reaction. So, the next time your coworker is rude or someone cuts you off in traffic, remember Marcus. You've already anticipated this. It's just part of the human experience. You can remain calm, unbothered, and focused on your own path, with his purpose clear and his mind prepared for social challenges. Marcus then turned his focus inward to the four cardinal virtues of Stoicism: wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. This was his moral compass for the day. Every action he took, every decision he made, would be measured against these virtues. He would ask himself, is this wise? Is this just? Is this courageous? Is this temperate? This wasn't just an abstract philosophical exercise. It was a practical guide for living. Wisdom meant seeing things clearly and making sound judgments. Justice was about treating others fairly and with respect, according to their due. Courage wasn't just about physical bravery, but also the moral courage to do the right thing, even when it's hard. And moderation, or temperance, was about mastering his own desires and impulses, avoiding excess in all things. By centering his day around these virtues, he ensured his actions were aligned with his highest self. It's a powerful way to live with integrity, making sure your choices reflect the person you want to be. One of the most famous aspects of Marcus Aurelius's life is his personal journal, which we now know as meditations. This practice of self-reflection and journaling was a cornerstone of his morning. He wasn't writing a diary of events. He was writing to himself. He would capture his thoughts, work through his anxieties, and reinforce the Stoic principles he was trying to live by. This act of writing served as a way to clarify his thinking and strengthen his resolve. It was a conversation with himself, a form of cognitive therapy. He would break down his problems, challenge his own negative impressions, and remind himself of the bigger picture. You can do this too. You don't need to write a philosophical masterpiece. Just grab a notebook and spend 5 or 10 minutes writing down your thoughts. What are you worried about today? What are your goals? What Stoic principle can you apply? This simple habit can bring incredible clarity and mental fortitude. It's like sharpening your mind before you go into battle. And speaking of battle, Marcus was constantly aware of the ultimate deadline, his own mortality. Memento mori, the Romans would say. Remember you will die. Far from being morbid or depressing, this was a powerful motivator for him. Every morning, he would remind himself that his time was limited. This day, this very moment, was a precious, non-renewable resource. He would think, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This wasn't meant to create panic, but to instill a sense of urgency and appreciation. If today were your last day, would you waste it on trivial arguments, mindless distractions, or pointless worry? Or would you focus on what truly matters? Remembering our mortality helps us cut through the noise. It pushes us to live more fully, to love more deeply, and to not put off until tomorrow what is important today. It's the ultimate tool for prioritization. Flowing naturally from the awareness of mortality was a profound sense of gratitude. Marcus didn't take his life for granted. He would express gratitude for the simple fact of being alive. He was grateful for his senses, his reason, and his ability to wake up and practice philosophy for another day. He saw each new morning as a gift, an opportunity to improve himself and to serve the world. This is a practice we can all easily adopt. Before you get lost in your to-do list, take a moment. Be grateful for your breath, for the roof over your head, for the people in your life, for the simple opportunity to experience another day. Gratitude shifts your perspective from what's lacking to what's abundant. It's a powerful antidote to anxiety and dissatisfaction, and it sets a positive, appreciative tone for the entire day. It is hard to have a bad day when you start it from a place of genuine thankfulness. Finally, with all these pieces in place, Marcus would have constructed his mental armor. His morning routine wasn't just a series of steps. It was a ritual for building psychological resilience. He was the most powerful man in the world, facing plagues, wars, political betrayals, and personal loss. He needed to be mentally tough, and his morning routine was his training ground. He had reminded himself of his purpose. He had prepared for difficult people. He had aligned himself with virtue. He had clarified his thoughts through journaling. He had remembered his mortality to focus on what matters. and he had cultivated a state of gratitude. He was now ready. He had armored his mind against the chaos and unpredictability of the day. He was prepared to face his duties as an emperor and his challenges as a man with tranquility, wisdom, and strength. So, let's recap this imperial morning routine. 1. Wake with purpose, reminding yourself of your duty as a human being. 2. Prepare for people, anticipating difficulties so you can respond with patience. 3. Focus on virtue, using wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation as your guide. 4. Practice self-reflection through journaling to clarify your thoughts. 5. Remember your mortality to create urgency and focus. 6. Cultivate gratitude for the gift of another day. And 7. Put it all together to build your mental armor. You don't have to be a Roman emperor to benefit from this. Start small, pick one or two of these practices, and try them tomorrow morning. Maybe you just start by asking yourself what your purpose is for the day. Or perhaps you take 2 minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for. Over time, you can build your own version of this Stoic morning routine. You'll find that by winning the morning, you put yourself in the best possible position to win the day. Thanks for watching. I hope this look into the mind of Marcus Aurelius has inspired you. If you found this helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more insights into ancient wisdom for modern life. Let me know in the comments which part of this routine you're going to try first. See you in the next video.